This all-new, massive Mercury Verado V12 600 horsepower is without doubt the most innovative motor that Mercury has ever produced. The first thing you notice is just its sheer size. Out of the water, it dwarfs anyone. But as big as it looks in the showroom, it fits perfectly on the transom of our larger hulls. This technology is just not about bigger is better either. Mercury has packed and developed a range of industry firsts that makes this 600 Verado its most innovative outboard ever. Some of the biggest features actually sit below the waterline. From a steerable gear case, which Mercury has specifically developed for this motor. This is a unique steering connection that actually turns the gear case only. That gives a lot of benefits to steering control, as well as closer motor-to-motor setups on multi-rig outfits. And of course, as now you're not moving the whole motor to steer, the steering angle has been able to be increased to 45 degrees, giving you a lot more authority than the standard 30 degrees on normal outboard motors. Also below the waterline and in the gear case is a unique 2-speed transmission. This has the advantage of getting big rigs out of the hole quickly, bow down onto the plane, and then when you get the revs up, kicks down into second gear and you can push through to maximum revs and speed. It's load sensing, so the motor will shift when it determines it's right for the engine. The shift is so seamless and smooth that the shift is rarely noticed and has added benefits at the dock when using joystick control in eliminating all gear change clunking. Lastly, when you're at the dock joysticking, it's just the lower gear case moving and not the whole motor, so you don't feel the boat jumping back and forth as the whole engine moves. Mercury has also elected to go with counter-rotating propellers, and this is going to give that blade area required to get these bigger, heavier boats out of the water and accelerating onto the plane. Now, the first thing I noticed when I got on the boat is amazingly just how quiet this motor is. Well, I don't know if you can actually hear me because we're doing about 6,000 revs right across the top of the bay. Wind noise is pretty bad, but I can tell you, motor noise, absolutely incredible. It's just a purr, just amazing. Justin, you're the product manager for Mercury here in Australia. Just tell us, what's the technology that they've used to get the noise levels down both at idle and, I would assume, when you're wide open throttle?
So with Mercury, we've invested a lot in, the luxury of boating and taken it to the next level with this product. So with the V12, it's everything. There's lots of different elements, from cowl through to the design of the exhaust and all elements through the product to ensure it's that luxury experience on a boat.
They've really paid a lot of detail to getting those noise levels down, and I believe at idle the exhaust is actually expended under the water.
Yes, yeah,
and then
absolutely.
When you get onto the plane and you get above 4,000 revs or whatever, the exhaust switches around, bypasses, and it actually goes above water.
At idle, like you were saying, with that exhaust through the water, the noisiest thing that you could hear at that time was the telltale. So, you're used to that flow of water out of the engine. We've actually removed that on this product because, it's just unnecessary. The fact that, the electronics on it means that, it'll tell you when something's wrong before the water flow will. The new V12 has so much innovation on engine, but there's also some really good advancements here at the Helm. Our next-gen DTS control system incorporates active trim as standard, and with the electric steering on the engine, we also have a function called Quick Steer. It's great for docking and allows a half-turn lock-to-lock for your full steering range. The electric steering on the engine also allows for autopilot functionality, with auto heading and waypoint tracking or route tracking incorporated into the multifunction display.
So Justin, one of the benefits of the new control box and all the features that is incorporated in that means a lot simpler setup in your Helm.
Yeah, absolutely. So under here you've got all your rigging for the next gen DTS.
Yep.
And as you said, with a lot of the features now incorporated to the control box itself.
It makes what you've got to rig in there a lot simpler.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and that's great for whoever's connecting it up,
Yeah.
but for the customer it's just a lot less complex.
Yeah. With such a large motor and the fact that a lot of these motors are going to be on moored boats, Mercury has actually developed a simple way to access all the service requirements that you need on the motor. Here you'll find everything easily accessed for service, from oil filter, oil level, transmission fill, engine oil fill, lubrication fill, a full diagnostic port, and of course fuse access. The motor itself actually doesn't need to have the cowl removed until the first 1,000-hour service. So there you have it, the new Mercury V12. Nothing surprises me about Mercury anymore. Can't wait to see what's coming up.